He's best known for directing the original Dark Horse documentary on East Coast chess champ Genesis Portini. But his latest work, director Jim Marbrook, has moved further across the board to a far-flung corner of the Pacific. Cap Bocage documents the struggle of New Caledonia's Indigenous Canuck after toxic sludge from a nickel mine washed into their customary fishing grounds. Jim joins me now, but first let's take a look at Cap Bocage.
Le 3 janvier 2008, une énorme coulée de boue venant de la mine de Ballon chargée en nickel a envahi notre réserve de pêche. Nous avons peur que notre récif soit empoisonné. Nous avons commencé à manifester.
Ils voient qu'ici il y a des Kanaks qui vivent dans la boue, dans la merde depuis 30 ans. Mais ils vivent même pas en Calédonie. Ils sont au Portugal ou je sais pas, ils sont trop où là. Mais ils sont dans des coins où il n'y a pas beaucoup de pollution. La mine ici là, elle va s'ouvrir. Quand la merde là-bas, elle va être évacuée de notre récif.
Ça c'est pour quoi ça?
Pour lundi.
Non mais en fait les faits c'était pourquoi déjà?
Bah écoute, tu liras.
Mais c'est pas trop bien ça pour mes enfants ça. Voilà. Nous on a des droits aussi. Là ça fait 3 fois déjà que les gendarmes ils arrivent, elle est toujours avec moi, tu vois. T'es d'accord avec moi? Elle te connaît bien. Non, elle a pas peur de toi. Parce que je m'arrange qu'elle ait pas peur de toi. Tu vois?
Parce qu'il y a la caméra.
Non mais je te dis, Péric,
Les gens commençaient à se retirer quand on voyait que l'association prenait d'autres tangentes et s'occupait d'autres choses, de la marche de la tribu, du conseil. C'est devenu problématique.
From the outside, we usually see the clash between the mining company and the people. But when you are inside, there is much more. Inside every part, inside the tribe, for example, there is a lot of conflicts of interest. This tribe, the tribe of Ba, they have quite a lot of. You are off, or you're still running? Still running.
Nous, on est des hommes comme tout le monde. On n'est pas des gens qui... Voilà. On n'a jamais embêté la mine, on n'a jamais cherché à faire des choses là où c'est la mine. Mais aujourd'hui, la mine, elle nous cause des problèmes en bas. Et tous nos vieux, ils sont battus pour ça. Si je dois me battre tout seul, je vais me battre tout seul, mais jusqu'au bout. Nous, on est prêts à laisser notre vie pour ça. Et ça... Personne qui va nous dérouter, notre axe. Personne. Trop de choses ici.
Well, welcome to Native Affairs, Jim Marbrook. Tell us, why did you choose to tell this story?
Well, I'm fascinated by characters, interesting characters, and I was up in New Caledonia looking at nickel mining, looking at its effects on the environment, and I thought, well, I really needed to find a character, a personality that could tell the story. So someone said to me that there was something happening up on the East Coast, and I literally walked into a protest, a barricade, And there was Florent Urisuke, the main character,
Yes.
and I thought, well, here's a guy that I'd quite like to follow around, and because he was a guy that kind of transgressed a few rules, and he was quite staunch, and I thought he'd make an interesting subject.
You like strong characters because Genesis Portini was also a strong character. Is that what you look for when you tell a documentary? Because it's a massive commitment.
I think so. You don't really realise how much it is until you kind of get into it and get hooked. Genesis was slightly different because I think within 5 minutes of talking to him on the phone, I knew I wanted to do a documentary on him because he was that kind of guy.
Yeah.
This one was it was more of a, within a couple of months I thought, here's an interesting person. Their campaign against the mining company was changing. It became about the environment but also about sovereignty, mana whenua, and that all sorts of pressures developed around the tribe when that started happening.
Yes, we saw that massive slip in the piece there. How did that affect the villages below?
There's no one living directly below the slip, but there are people living along that coast.
Off the sea.
Not so many families. The real impact it had was on the fishing, and that idea that actually now we can't go and fish in the places we're accustomed to fishing. So that was taken very badly by the whole tribe, and it was seen as an invasion. And when the tribe found that it was actually dodgy mining practice that caused the slip, then of course people became more angry.
It's at the film festival at the moment. Without giving away the ending, can you kind of tell us what happens for them?
Well,
that's giving away the ending, isn't it?
Look, one of the things about the film that I can say is that everyone in the community changed through this story, and there's been some positive changes and some negative changes. And I think now Florent is he's vice president of the main environmental organisation in New Caledonia, and in the most recent case, he's taken a multinational mining company to court and sued them for, with his organisation, Ensemble La Planète, he's taken them to court and sued them. So I think the repercussions of his environmental work that we see in Cap Bocage are that yes, he can now have a presence in those environmental politics in New Caledonia. So I think it's a positive.
If we Dark Horse is also at the cinemas at the moment. If we talk about that, if it wasn't for your documentary, Hollywood actor Cliff Curtis said that he probably wouldn't have played that part. Tell us what your role in Dark Horse was, and did you enjoy it?
I really enjoyed the shoot, yeah. I'm co-producer on that, and it was the documentary that got Tom Hearn on board and interested in making it, and I guess initially it was going to be framed around the documentary structure, but I think it became much richer once the drafts of the script came through, and Mana, the kind of composite character that came through and was put into the draft, so it was getting richer because of that. As far as Cliff goes, I just think he needed to know that there was a person like that.
Yeah.
And when he saw Jen, he told me he liked the doco too, but when he saw Jen, he thought, here's something I can aim at.
I think we should finish by saying go and see both those films. Thank you for your time this evening.